Hi guys, today I'm going to do something a bit different. So you who play co-op, most of you probably already know about Aommaster's side StarCraft 2 co-op. He used to play StarCraft actively on stream and also cast the weekly mutation, the best replay that was sent to him, but he doesn't do this anymore for a few years now. But site is still here and it is being updated, but let's see today if actually guide to commander that I really know very good, Dehaka, is it maybe outdated? I will comment on some things and say my opinion over here, and in the process give you some tips about this, especially if you are a new player over here. So I will skip this because this is just what you get copied from the Dehakas, copied from the Blizzard thing. Okay, so this achievement, I just want to say, okay, this is cumulative but this is what you have to do in one mission. I did already a video. There were other videos of getting Dehaka to level 6 even before the first train, or even before I think first attack wave. So that's like 4 minutes and something. But I think the easiest way to do it in those kind of aim if you fight near these near the shard, and if you don't kill the void rift, then units constantly spawn from there. So I think you can get there from get that from there. Okay, so the other achievements are just over time, so it's just a matter of time when you get it. Okay, called, so let's see, useful for early game detection, excellent last minute detection and damage can be spawned in, okay. Mobility, blah, blah, blah. Nothing too much to say. Now, Dacron, okay, it says damage reflect makes him really effective at dealing with low HP waves, the tanky damage. Okay, low HP waves, yeah, but it's also good against battlecruiser, because battlecruisers fire pretty fast and do a small amount of damage, and the Kron actually has a thick armor, so battlecruiser will kill itself on the Kron without doing much damage to the Kron, and pirate ship even more. So one the Kron, I did a video, I will link it here in the description. I did a video of the single Dacron taking out the both pirate ships. So that's it again. Okay. Okay, we'll skip the technical info. So sub-ascension level difficulty moderate. Okay, the biggest challenge with the Dehaka is during the early game, where the Dehaka only has 1 point to allocate. Yeah, when you're leveling, like I didn't level commanders for a lot of time. It's because I did it years ago, so I kind of forgot how it is, but yeah, it is. When you don't have a leap, you just devour, then it is harder, of course, in early levels before you have primal combat units. Build Hydralisk and Ultralisk, yeah, pretty much that. The Ultralisk can tank while the Hydralisk deal damage from the back. Okay, that's it. Masteries. The buff duration mastery can help lengthen the time the Dehaka has buffs, helping him move from one base to another while maintaining the buffs. A full stack of buffs can also strengthen the Dehaka's survivability. However, the challenge comes in obtaining those buffs without the bonus to healing. Yeah, normally if you fight, if you know how to fight, how to use Devour and other abilities, then you can refresh the buffs and they don't stack. So that's what it says here. While with efficient play, Devour will have a short cooldown, allowing you to replenish the buff as needed because they don't stack, making the buff duration mastery redundant. Okay, but if you are devouring one, that's well, he did say somewhere, I don't know if I skip this, if it's above that, it's mostly this based on P0 thing. So if you are I mean, if you are fighting constantly, then it's also for devouring one, maybe better healing. but with Devouring Gun I like to have buff duration. Okay. Master is the pack leaders are most important colors for the Dehaka, so increasing the time they stay on the field is better pick. Well, if you are a primal contender, of course they overlap because of cooldown decreased and yeah, so they cannot overlap it because of the prestige. So it is actually the worms, and also worms are very important. If you have the void rifts, then worms. Then you want definitely worms mastery, because you just pop the one. You just have to have explore terrain, not needed the direct vision. You just pop a worm and bile stream, and then a few attacks. And then, but it's important to actually, if you use bile stream first, then or just get it to attack. Maybe that's the simpler, because when units start coming out, then the worm will switch target, and it's important to kill it before the real spawn occurs. So you just want to target and kill the rift first, and then worm will kill trickle. It can survive the trickle attack, and yet it has it has enough HP. Okay. Both mastery choices are competitive. Okay, Gene Mutation and the Dehaka attack speed, and probably have to determine what mastery use Hellbearer playstyle. Gene Mutation chance is slightly better, yes, because with the Dehaka you don't need that. Proper using of abilities is a lot more important than the attack speed. Now, if you are a Brood Brother, then well, then you might use the Dehaka attack speed, because it has double value, of course, if you use both Hakas actively on the field. Prestige is okay, it says here, however, if your ally is not able to take advantage of the Haka's buffs, the impact of the prestige is greatly diminished, and the player is better off not using a prestige talent. That's not actually true. Like, because if you go Tyrannosaurs, they also very much appreciate buffs, even Mutas, but especially Tyrannosaur, and also pack leader, just pack leaders, and especially Murvar, because Murvar Morvar's practically abilities are more important than attack, and then her own attack. So she will spawn double the locust and also double explosive creepers, and that makes her very, very effective, especially like on mobs like Void Thrashing. You can get in. I also did a video about that. Getting in the main base after defeating the second Thrashers, before even the third one spawn, you just go in. You have use Glevic for the second Thrashers, then you use Murvar for the you go in the main base, you eat some psionic units, some psionic explosions plus the buffs, and especially if not Zerg, so you can eat the hybrid Dominator, because if you have Zerg, then it's Behemoth, so it's kind of a little bit harder. But yeah, then you get the buffs even to Locusts that are already out, and they get some shoot back plus the cooldown reduction on Morvar, and you can actually clear the whole map, including even the Thrashers. Just with the Dehaka and Murvar, maybe you'll need a worm or two to finish off the Thrashers, but you can clear that map and then just proceed to kill. Then you can practically speedrun the map, so you kill the third set of Thrashers the last. I remember once played like that, and my ally panicked when I did that, went into base. He told me, no, don't go in, you'll provoke the Thrashers, then we lose the game, and he left the game. I wish he would stay and see me do it. He would be amazed, probably. Okay, so yeah, it makes psionic units even more valuable. Interactions with various commanders, heroic units are listed below. Okay, I actually learned when I was looking this a day or two ago. I actually learned some things. Okay, Brutalist, Deep, Tiantana, and both symbiote abilities get cooldown reduction. Alarak, none of his abilities get cooldown reduction. Yeah, no, but Mothership, Thermal Lance, and Teleport do. I think I also did a video about that thingy with Zero War. I don't know whom I was playing. Yeah, no, actually, it was, I think, recently. So I think he did it with. I think he did it with the Time to Fund Food with Zerdito. Okay. I think this is a few months ago. However, Shadow of Death Destroy European does not. Okay, I mean, we did it just Dehaka and Mothership. Yeah, I remember that game. It was, I think, called Void Trashing. Yeah. Okay, so Phoenix, Predator Armor, and Solar Dragoon abilities do not get cooldown reduction. All AI champions get cooldown reduction for their abilities, except for Colarions, Interceptors, and Interdictors. Okay, I think this is most valuable for the Warbringer. And, yeah, Warbringer, the Colossus, because of that ability. That's well, it's pretty strong. Okay, that ground bombing thingy. Okay, Kerrigan, immobilization wave and the simulation aura do not get cooldown reduction. I thought that all master abilities don't. Okay, sabotage drone only gets cooldown reduction. Yeah, and that's kind of cute, you know. You get to use another one before the first one even exploded. So this is a double. It's pretty dead. That actually makes Nova pretty effective if you go Nova and Dehaka together. Well, Hyperion's abilities, yeah, I know. That meant only Garrison. I didn't know that. I thought Garrison is actually master abilities. So I think I didn't even try this. So it makes actually Garrison almost permanent. I would expect the other abilities to be, but I knew they did test this, but I think I didn't even test the Garrison, yeah, because I thought it was a master ability. Okay, I'll have to check. Maybe this is wrong, but probably isn't. Okay, only Apocalypse Burrow charge. Yep. Well, this is just for heroic ability units, not abilities, not the other ones. For Alarak, for example, you get your ascendants get. So if you can get enough minerals, all you just make less of them, like 8 or 10. And you can stack them every half a minute, because if you have the Haka ally, so they can get to level 10 very fast this way. And because of their sacrifice cooldown gets halved. Okay, Tychus, only non-charge based abilities get cooldown. I also did video about that, so only ones that it has only, well, single ability, and then cannot hold multiple charges, like for example Sirius's turrets and multiple charges, and Rattlesnake's Revitalizer and things like that. They cannot get reduction, but like Tychus's grenades, Sirius's rockets, Nikara's reinvigorating burst, and those things that are not charge based, they are affected. Then Warzone, all Shadow Guards abilities are affected. Yeah, okay, that's good. Apex Predator Deep Tunnel gets cooldown reduction only. That's kind of cute, but I thought that actually other do they? I think I did. No, wait, I did Zagara with Infestors, not with the Hack. Okay, maybe I did test this, but I forgot. Okay, Clear Void Seeker get cooldown reduction only. Both avatars and all legions get cooldown reduction. Okay, I think I didn't actually test the avatars, so it makes especially avatar of form, but also avatar of essence can be pretty useful with this. The more the motion thingy, but yeah, more crystals and more storms will definitely for avatar of form be good. But yeah, you probably saw the videos, the cleave thing, and the Herald of the Void kind of becomes the blender Zeratul. Instead of every 2 seconds, it uses every second. So yeah, that's cleave every second. That's pretty powerful. Although this prestige itself is not actually very powerful, but okay, having cleave that often is pretty good. Okay, primal content. Well, this is just technical info. Okay, need some water. Actually, I have some tea over here. Okay, so yeah, primal contender, increasing the life and allowing the players to spend them more often. However, it can be challenging for players. On main screen, I have hard. I should have done it on the other screen. that are unaware of how to select pack leaders to deal with the situation they are facing. However, this prestige does alleviate the pressure on players to micro several things at the same time, allowing them to focus on a single pack leader. For most mutations, I am using the primal contender because pack leaders are map bosses and they are so strong. Well, mostly because they're map bosses, so and then you have them very strong, so a lot of mutators they don't even feel. Okay, essence is not shared. The amount of essence required to reach maximum level is essentially double, combined with the fact that microing the Dehaka while also microing behind is already very difficult. Adding a second hero unit that also increases your reliability makes this prestige fairly ineffective. Okay, yeah, this is for high APM guys, or if you want to, well, use or abuse that glitch and play like P0, but leave the Haka at home and only play with Zwei Haka, because the revival thing is based on the number of drones is based on the Haka. Even if your Zwei Haka is on level 15, you will still need just three drones, well, plus a few seconds of waiting, or 4 drones to revive him immediately. Otherwise, it's 8 drones for the Haka, and he grows fully. But if you have Void Rifts, then you can use this, because, you know, you can Void Rifts spawn in early game. You have nothing other than the Hakas, and one the Haka fights one Rift, the second one fights the other one. So that's the... And on the other hand, highly skilled player that understands how to use pack leaders effectively might get a lot of mileage of the primal contender. For safer play, playing without a prestige talent is fine too. Okay. Yeah, okay, I think, yeah, speedrunners pretty much do it now with Devouring One, actually. So, that's the thing. Because they just speedrun before, well, they use pack leaders. Okay. The Haka leaps, dealing 145 damage to nearby enemy ground. Okay, that's actually not true. At max level 3, okay, that's fair, yeah, 145 at max level. The Haka tributes nearby enemies, reducing their movement speed by 75 and attack speed by 25 for 15 seconds. Enemies affected by, I think you'll get it on the level 3 or level 2. Okay, I actually forgot, I have to check. By intimidating roar, have their armor reduced by 2 and cannot use abilities that cost energy. That's pretty good against like hybrid dominators, for example. Even if you have heroes from the Storm Mutator, then, you know, energy-based abilities like Snipe, Nova Snipe, you know, that's the thingy. They cannot use that. Instantly kill the target enemy units to heal 5% life and gain passive abilities based on the enemy type for 25 seconds. Cooldown is based on the amount of life the enemy has when killed. Okay. Battery charges maximum, correctly borrow. Okay, 60 seconds cooldown. Yeah, okay. If he gathers assets, he also against increased attack and HP stats as follows. Okay. I think I found a mistake over here. I'm just searching for it. For example, level 11, he will have 120 attack. Yeah, because level plus 1 times 10. So yeah, beginning on level 1, it deals 20 attack, and then but Psionic Devour Explosion will deal double that, so it will deal 40 at start, and when the Hawk is level 15, deals 160 damage, so explosion will be 320. Okay, so for Devouring One, actually that's kind of the biggest downside, because, well, you feel lack of armor early game, but when the Haka max is on level 11, so maximum damage deals is actually 240 220, and then Psionic Explosion will also deal maximum of 240, not 320 damage. Okay, recommended army composition. Let's see. So Primal Mutalisk all-round solution. Okay, so Mutalisk initially were all-rounder units, but then, pretty much because everybody was just always going mass muta, me too. Okay, so they were actually made more like anti-air specialists. Their anti-ground attack was nerfed and anti-air was buffed. Okay. And that's the thing, so they are not used so much anymore. And I like actually that. Although, well, you have the Haka really has good anti-air options, not counting the pack leaders. It's also explosive creepers are very effective, and tyrannosaurs are also pretty good against air compositions that are not too strong, like. For example, even battle cruiser because they don't do a lot of damage, but tempests not really. Carriers are excellent because interceptors don't do much, and they tyrannosaurs kill them easily. Okay, so basic unit Zergling is actually, yeah. I mean, I do Ravasaurs, but well, they have the range, but I mean, Haka has better options. That feel the niche. I just sometimes use them as a meme kind of thing. Well, they are not actually. They would be for the commander that would not have that good other options. So they would be decent unit, but they are not really. Zerglings you just use for, of course, you always or almost always make a Zergling on 2 to clear the rocks if there are rocks on the map. But other than that, you just skip that. Okay, so. Roach is actually the most used. I never use roaches. Sometimes I use primal igniters. Let me see what he said about primal igniters. Because primal igniters I actually use. Okay, let's see. Effective on infested maps. Okay, yeah, but the Haka has mad options. Flash damage, bonus damage to light units with the concentrated fire upgrade. Okay, but they're really not that good. Only time like Guardians a lot better. Only time, okay, it takes some time to get the Guardians, but then you have pack leaders. You don't need to make these. I use one igniter on the ramp when you have alien incubation mutator because you have the broodlings that move extremely fast and that have to be killed. They don't time out with that mutator. So to prevent like a few stray broodlings of getting in your base, and then you have to go back to your entire army. Worms are not actually effective, especially if there is more than just a few. Worms are not very effective against them because they have slow fire rates, so having one primal igniter on the map fixes that. And you don't, I mean, Tyrannosaur also would do that, but you don't want to waste Tyrannosaur to just stand on the map. Like, it's a waste of money and supply to have such valuable unit just standing on the ramp. So you make a primal igniter, and then you just have to not F2, of course. That's ideally good with some other units that you also don't have to, like explosive creepers. So that's the only thing I ever actually use primal igniters. Maybe I'll do a video about primal igniters on some other map than Dead of Night, because I really don't like to use them there. Okay, so effective and infested maps, yeah, also, but much more than igniters. You see, with small numbers when dealing with ground compositions. Yeah, okay. Even in big numbers, they can be actually good. Okay. Okay, that's what the cost. Okay. Hydralisk. Yeah, so you never want to use Hydralisk actually if you are not. If you have options, if you're not, you have to use them before you get to the level when you get primal mutas or impalers. But yeah, okay. So okay, mutas, yeah, good against air when you want to move, like especially if you're a devouring one, then you like part and parcel similar maps, like you can clear the maps with mutas against some compositions that actually do not have a lot of spell things like irradiates or so. That's like against Protoss, that's good. But I don't use mutas that much anymore, as I already said a thing about them. Now, Fantastic Siege Unit, okay, that's good. We have Propagators, I don't use them much. Okay, they're good against trains. But the thing is, they is standardized. I don't know if anybody actually uses this, even speedrunners, because it's hard, you know. It's a unit that you have to keep close to the Haka, but then keep it from dying. And then, if you manage to do this, that requires a lot of APM, like making the Impaler and the Haka together, because then they take 200 damage over 10 seconds tenderized units. But so if you are on the Oblivion Express, you want to manually select one by one, like first to attack one car and then the second, because each car of the train will then receive 200 damage over 10 seconds. Then can be like for the 12 cars train, it will be 2400 additional damage, which is pretty good. Tenderest unit devoured by the Dehaka will invoke 25% of normal cooldown time, and that's pretty good. For example, if you hit a Dominator, that's like 30 seconds cooldown, or 25 if you are a level 3, and then then it's only 25% of that's like only 6 seconds of cooldown if you hit a full health Dominator, which is great actually. But yeah, it's hard to do. So I don't remember actually anybody doing this. I tried to do it, I think, on a video or two, but not as successfully as I wanted. Basic unit. Okay, so these hosts are actually, you might want to use them, for example, on part and parcel to kill the first train, and then morph them in the second train, and then morph them into the creeper host. Mostly you morph them into creeper host, but you know, they can also be good on maps like Temple of the Past if you have a really strong waves, like when you have the, for example, Avenger. Then you use them, because these locusts are even they are even have more DPS than the Hakas, than Abatur's fully biomassed locusts. So they are really good for that. But mostly I morph them into creeper host, which are probably the Hakas actually best unit. Good structure DPS, yeah, and against air, and of course you can win on the Rifts to Korhel especially, but on also on Skite of Aemon and on Void Thrashing, just killing the mission objective from afar, which makes them really good. They are excellent against air waves because they clamp up, and they also have bonus against air, so they kill just a few creepers, can annihilate the entire air wave. Should be mixed with basic for the primal host. Yeah, in the situation when what I said, if you have like strong waves with mutators like Avenger, but otherwise their usage is kind of niche. Aerial Burst Sack upgrade makes the significant more effect, yeah, because you want to have them to be able to attack air, and this is the one upgrade that you always wanna use, because even if you don't use Creeper Host, Morvar also benefits from that, so this is one upgrade that you always wanna use. It can be useful when dealing with attack waves. Yeah, okay, should be made in a small quantity. Yeah, it should be actually, if you're on like a Rims to Korhel, you can just use Creeper Host and nothing else. You know, do bonus with them, and so this is not really true. In small quantities, if you like, go for Tyrannosaurs and clear the map, but for example, attack wave composition is not really good for Tyrannosaurs, like Sketos Tempest or so, so you make a few of them and borrow them so you can F2 the rest of the army. That is how you use them in small quantities, but in many cases you just want to mass them. Okay. And also on Void Launch, when you can keep them at home and kill the shuttles when you have mutators, that's impractical to get army out, like going nuclear or similar to blizzards or things like that. Okay. Basic unit, okay. Not commonly used due to their high price. Not because of that, but because actually it's a lot better to morph them into Tyrannosaurs, so I never pretty much use Primal Ultralisks. Tyrannosaurs have everything that they have except the brutal charge. Okay, so now this is pretty much not true. Primal Ultralisk and Tyrannosaurs regenerate. No, sorry. Extreme rarely used due to high cost and its roles being filled by much cheaper units. I like Tyrannosaurs, and if you are like going against Zergs, Tyrannosaurs are pretty much always the best option. If you're going to against Bailing Scourge composition, the explosive threats, then they are perfect solution for that. Other solutions are all not that good. But yeah, Tyrannosaurs are great, and yeah, that's spawn cap enemies, yeah, then that's true, but also like to cleaning base, they are pretty good all around the unit. Has some weaknesses like anti-air range, which makes them bad against Tempest, and also Tempest focus them down because Tempests are perfect anti-capital units, so that, but mostly they are pretty good. And also the thing against compositions, maybe like River Disruptor or so, because they drop that they cannot, surround good because they are big, so they get splashed. But mostly they are really good, especially against Zerg. They are pretty much always the best options. So they are expensive, but they are worth it. They are definitely worth it. So Tyrannosaurs are. What makes them not so good actually at start was that they didn't have a rapid regen, and when the rapid regen was added, then they were not so good. Because yeah, they're expensive and they just have slow Zerg regen. That was not good. So if you, Dehaka, and there was no prestiges then, so Dehaka could just heal them like with his maximum 3 per second heal. So if they stick close to the Haka, but now when they have the rapid regen out of combat, that made them significant. They made them a lot better. And of course, the existence of Devouring One now that can heal them like, if you eat a unit, biological unit 25%, and as they have 1000 health or even 1500 with gen mutation, like that's at least 250 HP healed with a single devour, so that's pretty good, and with mastery even more. Okay, now masteries. Wait, let me get back to masteries. I think I forgot something there. Masteries. Oh no, not here. Okay, let's see. Maybe I didn't get to this build order. Okay. Okay, what to allocate? Now, sometimes yeah, I skip for level 4, but sometimes I do on level 4 get another charge of Intimidating Roar, because Intimidating Roar is actually underestimated. It's pretty good ability. Okay, primal regeneration. Sometimes when I go Devouring One, when I Mutas, I skip the third leap in favor of one level of Intimidating Roar, because Mutas don't get that much. They don't have that much health, so they don't get that much from Devour healing. So that I have one passive healing. That's kind of good. If I go Tyrannosaurs, then I don't do that. Okay, so this thing that. Creeper host, somebody asked on Reddit what do they get. They don't have auto attack, so they don't get adrenal glands and leeching, but they do get incubation sacs, which is actually better because it's double value. Instead of two explosive creepers, they spawn 4. This is the mistake over here. Okay, so heal, biological heal 20, it's not 20%, it's 25. This is 25% heal. When you eat normally it's 5%, but 25, and with mastery 30% increase is 32.5. That's the thing, that's the mistake. Okay, and this is just technical info. Okay, devouring psionic unit is a critical part of good Dehaka play. Yeah, that's the thing. Being able to pick out high Templars on the psionic units from the middle of attack waves to clear them entirely is a key part of the display below. The list of the psionic units that can be found. Yeah, okay, these Protoss have the most, the 8 of them. Terran 3 and Zerg. Well, in first Queen and Swarm Queen, I think there's the same thing. This is the difference between, I don't see, because you have a Brood Queen, that's the flying one from the Brood War, and the Queen, Swarm Queen. Well, there's any difference, different units between Queen and Swarm. I don't think so. So that's Queen and Swarm Queen. I don't know, and Hybrid Dominator, of course. Essence farming. Okay. Okay, so this is on the where you should go farming. Okay, as soon as the Haka spawned, he should be sent towards enemy base to kill units and gather essence. Using the Haka to clear expansion rocks, referred to as rock slapping, is one of the most inefficient things the Haka player can do due to the Haka's low attack speed and low attack damage. Okay, so, well, I know the Haka Burger is a rock slapper, but he is actually a pretty good Haka, very good Haka player. And but he is economically oriented, and he has his own style, which is kind of different from pretty much everybody else. But he is efficient, so okay. But sometimes he annoyed me, like when you want to play against the reanimators or rifts, and he just goes to rock slapping. But okay, he has this style of his, and he often jokes about himself being rock slapper. Okay, but yeah, generally this is the case. But if you have mutators like Polarity or We Move Unseen or maybe even the Black Death, then you definitely want to rock slap, because it's pretty much the only thing that you can do. Okay, I will not comment this. Chaotic Essence on this map, binary effect very difficult. Infested units which do not drop essence. Okay, yeah, so. Okay. Let me see if I can kind of comment on this. What did he get from Temple of the Past? Missed opportunities. Okay, I'm not really into this. It will be too long for one here, then two here. No, two there. I never gone down there. I actually go up here on Oblivion Express, like here or here. Think it's better to go over. Okay, against. Okay, this is Terran. Wait, what? Terran Protoss Zerg, right? No. Let me check. Terran. No, Protoss Terran Zerg. Okay, Protoss Terran Zerg. Let me check. Where are we? Oblivion Express. Okay, Protoss here and then here. Interesting. Protoss. You go here and then here on the other hill, actually. Okay. Interesting. Against the Terran here and then over here. I don't know about that. Because there are two siege tanks that shoot at you up from above. Okay. And then again, there are siege tanks over here too. And again, Zerg here and then here. Okay, here I go up here actually. What? Yeah, and you know 3 because you can always, they produce new units, so can always stay here. Yeah, that's kind of okay. Part and parcel. A Temple of the Past. Not really, I think. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I actually go here first and then here and then when then you go, then attack waves comes down, then you go here. Okay, that's the thing. Vermilion problem, yeah, over here. 1 and then 1, 2 in case of the Zerg. Okay. Void launch. Target psionic units with the Haka. Okay, that's avoid devouring high HP targets. Sometimes you wanna kill because sometimes you wanna eat the hybrid dominator first, especially if it's a lot of units like Tempest or Cyclones around, because they will kill you before you can whittle down the dominators. You just go in, and because the dominators are often surrounded by a lot of other units, so you just eat the dominator. That way you get one big hybrid out of the occasion, and you also damage with the splash other units, and you get the armor, so and the healing. So the thing is that sometimes you wanna do that, and cooldown is not that terrible because it's psionic, so it will be like maximum 30 seconds or 24 if you are, I think 24 if you are on level 3. Okay, weaken units before devouring. Well, in general that's the case, but sometimes you just wanna eat the dominator. Especially if you're devouring once, you want to get the buff to, for example, Morvar or something. Okay. Use drones. Okay, if you're a primal contender, you often don't even have to do that. Lose them and start when he is the weakest. Yeah, okay, that's the thing. Okay, so that was it for this. Okay, I actually didn't even. Is this new? I don't remember seeing. Maybe I just didn't see this, but I will take a look on this. Maybe I try to learn something from here or correct this. But yeah, that's just too much to now observe every map. Okay, I hope you found this instructive. Thanks for sticking around. Like and subscribe if you liked it, and you can also support me on Patreon if you wish. Check my stream, and see you guys.